The man killed after attacking a woman inside a rental suite faced previous assault charges.
Why were so many charges laid against the individual and there was no determination of guilt?
So many unanswered questions after a victim had to fight for her life. Plus, water restrictions could be lifted by the weekend.
So we are proceeding very carefully and gradually to return this pipe into service safely.
Meanwhile, the province says it wants to do its own investigation. And winter? What winter?
I went to Mexico for Christmas and then I got home and it feels like I never left.
Outdoor hockey might be out, but golf is looking pretty good.
Right, you can't beat this over a lunch break. It's fantastic.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We are learning the man who was killed by a woman acting in self-defense in Edgemont last week had a lengthy history with police, but few criminal convictions. He faced previous charges of assault with a weapon, but was found not guilty. There was also a warrant out for his arrest at the time of his death over an unpaid fine. Jacqueline Wilson has the details.
It's a day that still haunts Harold Henninger. On June 16, 2023, he thought he was selling an antique car. Instead, the prospective buyer, Shabazz Ahmed, put a knife to his throat in an attempted carjacking.
He was yelling and screaming at the wife that if you don't give me your keys and your cell phone, I'm going to kill Harold.
Henninger said he fought for his life, making it to safety where a Good Samaritan pulled over to help his wife and call 911.
He had a knife on my throat. And he had it in his briefcase that he brought out of his house. But I was strong enough to break myself away and get out. And that's what saved us.
RCMP arrested Ahmed, and last fall he was found not guilty in 8 charges related to the attack. Henninger still doesn't understand.
Lost a lot of sleep for 2.5 years and looking over our shoulder all the time, you know.
We don't know why the judge found him not guilty. The justice's decision is not published, and the Crown would not say other than there was no legal error or reason to file an appeal.
I think the correct question is, why were so many charges laid against the individual and there was no determination of guilt in those cases?
CTV has also learned there was a warrant for his arrest at the time he attacked a woman showing him a rental property. It was over his mischief conviction for damage under $5,000. He was fined $500, which he didn't pay, but found not guilty of assault with a weapon in that case. Henninger is frustrated with the justice system and doesn't understand how Ahmed could be free.
He should have been in the remand center right to the end. He's dangerous.
Jacqueline is outside the courthouse tonight. So, Jackie, what else do we know about Ahmed's past?
Tara, so we know that prior to his death, court records show that Shabazz Ahmed was sentenced for 2021 breach of probation from an assault charge that year. Now, as for the warrant stemming from the 2022 fine, we have reached out police to see if they are actively seeking and attempting to arrest him. We're waiting to hear back from them at this moment, but police say that the woman will face no charges. That was in that case of self-defense that happened on Friday, and we are told by her family that she does continue to recover from that horrific incident. Tara?
Okay, Jackie, thank you. A man charged with sexual assault and human trafficking offenses in Lethbridge was released on bail yesterday, but he was then scooped up half an hour after he got out. Sky Atoa was rearrested for breaching the conditions of his release. He was supposed to go straight to a court-ordered residence. Instead, Lethbridge police say the 50-year-old went to a store to browse a perfume aisle. That's where officers found Atoa near a young female and arrested him.
I believe it really necessitates, especially when it's crimes against anyone, but certainly against children, that they should be looking at very tough bail sentencing.
Atoa had been in custody since his arrest in mid-December. Police say 3 teenage girls were found in his apartment, including a 14-year-old who said she'd been held there for 3 days and repeatedly sexually assaulted. Atoa is charged with numerous offenses, including sexual assault of a child, trafficking a minor, and unlawful confinement. He's also charged with the sexual assault of a 24-year-old woman last October. Two teenagers have been charged after two separate robberies, including one where a person was bear sprayed. We first showed you this incident last month. A man in Dover was selling a laptop on Facebook Marketplace when two prospective buyers briefly looked over the device before deploying pepper spray. The victim suffered several bruises and the suspects fled without the laptop. Police now believe the suspects successfully stole an iPhone in the northwest community of Ambleton. A 17-year-old and a 16-year-old boy are facing robbery charges. Calgary's latest water crisis could be coming to an end soon, but the next few days are the project's biggest test. The pipe is now being filled and crews are closely watching to see if it holds. Meanwhile, the province wants to do its own review of the city's water failures and has a pretty tight deadline. Jordan Canagan reports.
While vehicles roll over the newly repaired road, underneath, millions of liters of water flows through the city's biggest feeder main.
This is a significant step forward. It tells us the repair is holding, the system is responding as expected, and the work is progressing safely.
Crews turned on the first set of pumps from the Bears Paw treatment plant, and 200 million liters of water is flowing through it now. Thursday morning, more pumps will be turned on and even more again on Friday morning. If everything holds, water restrictions could be eased by the weekend.
Returning the Bears Paw South feeder main to service is a delicate process. We can't guarantee there won't be another break during this time. So we are proceeding very carefully and gradually to return this pipe into service safely.
While the city works on a gradual return of the pipe, it's also dealing with an urgent request from the province. A letter from the Municipal Affairs Minister is demanding all documents and reports related to Calgary's water system. I am concerned about the implications for the capacity of municipal services and the confidence that Calgarians may have in the city's ability to sustain this essential service, says Dan Williams.
It makes a lot of sense to me to provide as much documentation as possible to the public. We need to provide the assurances that we have looked at every single possibility, every single contingency.
The city's also set up barriers and sandbags in case of another pipe burst. They could remain until work on twinning the pipe starts in the spring. More long-term plans are still needed.
This is hopefully eye-opening, and not just for the city of Calgary or, the province of Alberta, but across Canada and probably North America as to how we are assessing risk within our distribution systems.
And Jordan joins us from along 16th Ave tonight. Jordan, officials still are warning Calgarians we need to conserve water.
At least for a little bit longer, Tara. At least that's the hope. Calgarians used 499 million liters of water yesterday. That is down slightly from a couple of days prior to yesterday, but it is still higher than what is considered sustainable. The Glenmore Water Treatment Plant is currently running at 3 times its typical capacity just to try to keep up with that demand. Stage 4 water restrictions remain for a couple of days. Of course, they could be extended a whole lot longer if there is another issue or another pipe break in the next couple of days. Tara?
Okay, Jordan Canagan reporting. Jordan, thank you. Calgary is breaking January temperature records as unusually warm weather moves across the city. Patios are packed and driving ranges are busy, but the big melt is shutting down outdoor rinks and turning ice into slush. Mark Villani has more on how Calgarians are changing their routines and why the added heat is also raising some safety concerns.
It's springtime in January. At least it feels like it for some Calgarians.
I went to Mexico for Christmas and then I got home and it feels like I never left, so I'm enjoying it.
And with patios open earlier than usual, restaurants are seeing a boost to their sales.
We expand the restaurant by 100 seats and they're all sitting out there, whereas maybe if it was minus 10 or minus 15, they're staying in the office for lunch.
What better way to spend a lunch break than by hitting the driving range? Golf Fanatics estimates it saw at least 500 people swing the sticks at their business on a day where Calgary shattered weather records.
It's always such a great place to come, especially with the weather, right? You can't beat this. It usually drives us a little more to start practicing again, get the clubs out.
The more the snow melts, the sooner the courses can open too. So we have a great par 3 course and we usually try to open that before everybody else as well.
But it wasn't all good news. Some outdoor community rinks looked more like community puddles, while several others remained closed up entirely because of higher temperatures. Closer to the river, there's more risk. Fire crews helped 2 people to safety near Beaumont Park after a dog fell through the ice over the weekend and was never found. Officials say it highlights how quickly conditions can change.
There's that risk that someone who breaks through that ice gets pushed by the current and potentially pushed underneath the ice shelf, which is very, very dangerous. So the best thing to do is just stay off of any river ice.
Other recreation facilities like Windsport are noticing the melt too. It's dry as a bone in some spots behind the ski hill. The slopes themselves have a solid base, although it might be a bit slushier than usual.
What we have here right now will be totally fine until we get to the end of March, but we are prepared if this weather continues. If we have to do a top-up, we will.
But as Calgarians adjust their winter routines, some view it as a welcome change.
It's a relief from the cold weather we're used to here, you know.
And Mark is live on 17th Ave tonight. Mark, it's very mild in the city, but it's a bit more changeable elsewhere.
Yes, Tara, and here on 17th Avenue, it's perfect weather to go for a walk. Much of that is to do with the higher temperatures we've been seeing, but also the lack of snow. We've only seen about 3.5 centimeters so far in the month of January. Now, these warm conditions are also leading to some changes at certain facilities around the city. That includes the Confederation Park cross-country ski trails. They're going to be closed to protect the snow, as well as the nearby golf course. Meanwhile, it's a different story when you go to the mountains. The windward side of the Rocky Mountains really got a dump of snow. That means that the avalanche risk there is listed as considerable to high right now. So as we see this rapid warming, another thing to watch out for. Tara.
Indeed. Okay, Mark, thank you. Let's bring Danielle in now. This really has been quite a week.
It has been quite a week. So while Calgary got close to breaking a record yesterday, 15 communities in the province did break a record. And just to show you a few here, 13 is the new daytime high for January 13th in Bow Island area. Brooks area got to 11.8 yesterday, breaking a record, and Medicine Hat area 12.2. Today is less about just breaking a record, more about shattering them in many areas, Calgary included. So these are unofficial numbers, but today's high 17.2 and the record that has been in place 11.2 from 2004. So it's a hot one today. This is the hottest of the next 10 days, though, I will tell you that. So hopefully you were able to enjoy some of it and you could deal with the wind. 13, though, is the temperature right now as we start to fall for the day. 13 as well in Lethbridge, 12 in Milk River, 10 in Medicine Hat. So still some teens and double digits out there. It will get much cooler. All of those details just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. One of 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Alberta is gaining a new international audience after it was mentioned in the season premiere of the HBO Max series, The Pit. Many Albertans had keen ears and caught it. Now staff are hopeful it will translate into plenty of new visitors near Fort Macleod. Here's Tyson Fedor.
Nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains is Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump. The historical Indigenous site showcases exhibits, trails, and lookout points of where the Blackfoot people use their knowledge of buffalo behavior to kill their prey for food.
We pride ourselves on being stewards of a sacred site. Bring more understanding of what the Southern Alberta landscape has to offer, and what more specifically what Head Smashed In has to offer in terms of the ancient buffalo hunt and the culture of the Blackfoot people.
The site, located west of Fort Macleod, was peppered into some dialogue between 2 ER doctors on the season 2 premiere of HBO Max's show, The Pit.
Where are you going? Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump. Captain Crunch Flying Squirrel Socks. What are we talking in code, or you having a stroke? It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
We had no idea. It was a pleasant surprise.
It's unclear how the writers ended up featuring Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump for Noah Wile's character, Dr. Michael Rabinovich's script, but was centered around discussion of taking a sabbatical. However, that scene that aired last week has sparked a flurry of visitors to the park.
We watched The Pit. We love it. It's a great show. Big fans of ER, big fans of Noah Wile. Complete reference out of the blue. Got us really excited, so we came down for the day and check it out. We've had a ball. It's awesome.
Travel Alberta has also featured the scene in a recent video.
Are you going on a trip? Take a sabbatical. Leave tonight. Where are you going? Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
The Pit recently won several Golden Globes, including Best TV Series for Drama. Now, staff of the world-famous site are hopeful the international attention draws out even more curious travelers.
The average, about 250 to 275 motor coaches coming to our site, mostly from the United States. So we figure that might increase with this little mention.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, near Fort Macleod.
Head smashed in Buffalo Jump will celebrate 40 years of operation next year. The site sees around 60,000 visitors annually. The Calgary Fire Department is investigating the cause of a blaze in Cornerstone. 9 residents were forced to flee a home after a sudden kitchen fire. And a new exclusion rule as the province opens the door to more online sports betting. A debt expert weighs in on the challenges of getting gambling addicts to self-restrict. A SUV landed on its roof this afternoon, sending 3 people to hospital. It happened around 3:15 p.m. on eastbound Glenmore Trail underneath the McLeod Trail Bridge. The SUV rolled and the 3 adults inside were taken to hospital in non-life-threatening condition. Police continue to investigate. Fire caused significant damage to a home in Cornerstone in the northeast this morning. Luckily, everyone made it out safely. Here's Mason DePatie.
This home on Cornergate Row Northeast caught fire just before 6 this morning. 9 people were inside at the time. All were able to evacuate safely.
Yeah, that time is scary. I don't have anything, my phone, everything on the room. The all fire is came top.
Homeowner Stephen DeSouza says he initially woke up, made a cup of tea, and went back upstairs to drink it. About 20 minutes later, the fire alarm went off.
Then I went to the downstairs. They start to fire. Then I called my friend. The family, his fire is coming on. Then we suddenly came in the room. We remove the kids, our family, they go to outside. Then we put on some water on the floors.
Calgary fire crews arrived a couple of minutes later, attacking heavy flames at the back of the house, using about 15,000 liters of water to extinguish it.
The crews got here pretty quick and was able to knock it down, and then we connected a hydrant to the trucks on the alley side, just because that's where the majority of the flames were.
The rear of the home is now badly charred, and a neighboring house also suffered minor damage. The fire department says in scenarios like this one, the best thing to do after noticing a fire is to get out and call for help as soon as possible.
We just don't want people putting themselves at risk, understanding, why they'll try to, but they really don't have the equipment to do it. So that's important that 911 call goes in.
While D'Souza doesn't know what his next steps are, he's just thankful everyone made it out with ease.
Yeah, everybody's safe. Yeah, nothing problems in the family. They are safe now.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Mason DePatie, CTV News, Calgary.
There is a fire risk in Lethbridge because of the warm temperatures and strong wind. Lethbridge Fire Services has implemented a fire ban in the River Valley. 2 separate grass fires were sparked Tuesday. Police charged a woman with arson in one of them. Officials say conditions right now are more like those expected in the summer.
The levels are extreme right now. Our levels in the River Valley and all over the city are more or less like they would be in August during a drought.
Homeowners are being asked to make sure there's no yard waste piling up and to make sure to keep debris away from your fence and house.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Windy in Lethbridge, but windy here today too. Even though it was warm, it was windy.
Yeah, windy overall. And it's the Chinook winds, so the winds out of the west that have been warming up our temperatures, giving us record-breaking warmth here. We're going to lose this wind direction, though, and we're going to lose the Chinook conditions by tomorrow. We'll talk more about what that means in just a moment. But here, this is a look at the maximum wind gusts for today. You can see all predominantly out of the west. 76 kilometers per hour is the max in Pincher Creek and Lethbridge, just over 50 in Calgary, over 30 in Medicine Hat, and in those 40s for Brooks. Let's fast forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow will be even gustier, but the key thing is not really the strength of the wind, but it's the direction of the wind. That's going to change the game for our temperatures completely. So out of the north, for the most part for tomorrow, up to 60 in Calgary, 40 in Pincher Creek. The further east you go this time, which is a little more unusual, but the further east you go, the gustier it gets. 80 kilometers per hour likely in Drumheller, Brooks, and Medicine Hat. Again, out of the north and northwest, that's a colder wind that cuts us off from the Chinook, so we won't get the warmth out there that we've been having. We'll still be above freezing, though, many communities. I'll show you that in the longer range in just a second. 90 kilometers per hour, so Hannah, Owain, up through Lloydminster.
These areas are under a warning for tomorrow because the winds could gust and reach that maximum criteria for the warning to be issued. So a very windy day, especially closer to the Saskatchewan border because of a system that will be spinning there that will create those excessive wind gusts and draw that wind in from the north. Now we're sitting at 13 degrees right now. Yep. 13 in Lethbridge. Wow, these are some temperatures for January. Double digits in Pincher Creek and Medicine Hat and Milk River, and almost that for Brooks right now. Radar and satellite, not a whole lot to talk about. We just have a couple cloudy periods. Unfortunately, we don't have any significant moisture in our longer range forecast. We just have a little blip that will arrive tomorrow morning around the Medicine Hat area, again from the system that we'll be pushing through. That will create that northerly flow of winds. That will create a little pop-up of mixed precipitation in this area, just lasting an hour. But keep in mind, when you combine it with the wind gusts and a couple snowflakes mixed in with that, it will drastically reduce visibility for a short period of time in that area tomorrow morning. Outside of that, we're just looking at some cloudy periods at times, a whole lot of sunshine. Here's your longer range forecast. 4 degrees for tomorrow. Again, winds in the city gusting out of the north 60 kilometers per hour. 3 degrees for Friday. Back into the double digits to kick off the weekend. And what I do want to show you is while this weekend looks warm, enjoy it while you can, because yeah, it may be a little on the windy side for Saturday, but check out as we get into next weekend, daytime highs will be in the minus double digits. So quite a change for us by then. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. New online gambling rules are coming to Alberta this spring. The province will soon regulate the iGaming industry, opening the door to private betting platforms while implementing changes to protect players. Tim Brooke has details on what the move means and why some believe it is long overdue.
CJ92 radio host Jesse Mods has quit online gambling, but he's still vocal about his concerns with the industry.
I expect there to be tons more people with gambling issues as the years go on with just how in your face it is.
These days, betting ads are almost inescapable. And once you're on these apps spending money, it's tough to leave.
If you want to stop gambling, they make it incredibly hard.
Part of that is due to iGaming rules, or the lack thereof, in Alberta. Right now, government-owned Play Alberta is the only licensed site in the province, but it's estimated it captures only about 30% of the total market. The rest goes to companies with offshore licenses who don't always have to play by Canadian rules.
We're not bringing online gambling to the province. It's already here. And so sticking our head in the sand and pretending that it's not there isn't going to make it better.
And so changes are coming. Alberta will soon regulate the industry, putting in place time and betting limits and banning athletes from promoting gambling.
Also, and the one that we are probably the most proud of is we are going to have system-wide self-exclusion on day one.
That exclusion rule would allow Albertans to ban themselves from online and in-person betting. It will be tricky to implement, but experts say if done strictly, it could slow a major problem.
That is ultimately the solution to the problem. It's you, it's not me, it's not the government. You got to make the decision for yourself.
Recent Canadian reporting says about 1 in 3 young adults gamble online. And of those aged 18 to 29, almost 24% experienced a high level of gambling-related harms, including credit card debt or savings losses. The province and Mods hope the new regulations can help curb some of that. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
The minister says there's been a lot of interest from private betting companies. He expects a number of them to launch in Alberta once the regulations take hold. Well, still to come, sour grapes, why wine producers and restaurant owners say a tax in Alberta is crushing their profits. And these students get a framework of a career path in the trades. Stay with us. Hospitality leaders and local businesses gathered in Calgary to slam Alberta's new tax on premium wine. Since the markup was applied last April, industry reps from BC and Alberta say they've taken a big hit. As Stephanie Thomas reports, small business owners say they are no longer feeling the Alberta advantage, and it's hurting the Buy Canadian movement.
About 9 months after Alberta introduced a new tax on wine above a certain price point, retailers and restaurant groups say they are fed up.
It just doesn't make any sense. For our members, it doesn't make any sense. For Alberta consumers, it doesn't make any sense.
The province calls it an ad valorem tax. It's an additional 5 to 15% tax applied to wine, depending on the per litre cost of the bottle of wine. Wine Growers British Columbia says small or family-owned wines are unfairly targeted, as the majority fall into the highest tax bracket. For Vinroom owner Phoebe Fung, she says it's increased her costs by 20%, and she's absorbing it for now.
We've been lucky enough, we're riding it through right now, but I will tell you, this is not sustainable in the long term. We are buying less Canadian products. It's become more expensive, so we now are going towards other countries to buy direct from them.
Some Calgary wine agents say large multinational producers are getting an undeserved boost.
It hasn't affected, these low-end wine product companies. It's all sort of the small business and really the bread and butter of and the engine of our entire national economy being affected.
We're seeing restaurant orders decline. We're seeing retail orders decline. It is now harder and more expensive to sell Canadian wine in Alberta than it has ever been.
In a statement, the Minister for Red Tape Reduction says Alberta is the most tax-friendly and open and free jurisdiction in Canada for alcohol, including wine.
Minister Nally can spin this the way he wants to, but really this makes no sense, and it is impacting pretty much every single bottle of wine over $11.25.
He says a flat, low% tax applied across all liquor would have been better. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
The province has not mentioned plans to repeal the tax or if any meetings with industry groups are planned. Alberta scientists are working to find a cheaper way to turn goopy bitumen into carbon fiber, 5 times stronger than steel. They say in a few years, the research could lead to more jobs and more than double the value of provincial bitumen. Connor Hogg explains.
These machines are pulling, spinning, and heating, creating a new product out of Alberta bitumen.
The idea that there was something about the chemistry in bitumen that could be used in different ways beyond, the way it's being used now in terms of energy.
We're not using the entire amount of the bitumen. We're just going to be using the kind of the heavier portions or the lower value.
Bitumen from the oil sands is put through a process called spinning, which creates long filaments that resemble hair. Those filaments are then strung together and ran through this machine and several furnaces to improve its properties. The end result is a carbon fiber that could make the original bitumen worth 2.5 times more than its current value.
Create a higher value product from the lower value component.
The carbon fiber being made in this test facility can be used to make objects like bicycles and hockey sticks, or even for reinforcing pipelines.
It requires 50% less of energy to produce, which, from a manufacturing perspective as well as from an environmental perspective is very attractive.
Creating a supply chain, a complete supply chain all the way from producing the bitumen to creating end-use products that consumers can use.
The next step is taking the technology out of the lab and into larger scale manufacturing, with the goal of encouraging companies to move here and creating more jobs in the years ahead. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Hospice Calgary is renaming its Living with Advanced Illness Centre in honor of a generous endowment. Austin Victor will be added to the name after receiving a gift from Calgary philanthropist Al Austin and his late partner Buddy Victor. In Alberta, nearly 1 in 4 adults provides unpaid care, with many reporting emotional and financial strain to do it. The endowment will be used to expand social supports for those living with serious illness and those who care for them.
And our healthcare system relies on those caregivers and family members to be able to do so much unpaid labor and work to support their person. So being able to provide mental health support and counseling support and practical supports for those individuals actually eases the burden on the healthcare system and increases the quality of life for the individuals living with illness.
Hospice Calgary has provided services for nearly 40 years, all without government funding. Tonight's sunset was pretty spectacular, but how about these images of the northern lights from space? Our trending videos are next. An Airdrie home builder is giving high school students a chance to be part of a construction project from start to finish. The Building Futures program is for grade 10 students who spend their entire school year at a job site where 2 homes are being built. It's a hands-on experience where they learn trades and still keep up with their studies. Kevin Fleming reports.
It will take these 4 grade 10 students just over a day to insulate this Airdrie home. Easton Border is making sure everything fits just right.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty important to have it pretty snug and pretty nicely fit. Otherwise, the frost can seep through and really damage your house.
They're working under the watchful eye of Dale Martin, who's been teaching his craft to students for 5 years. He says there was nothing like this when he was in high school.
No, I wish I did. I would have loved to have a program like this. I think it's fantastic for the kids to learn every single trade as you go.
The students are always learning, and that includes classroom time for their grade 10 studies. The garages for the homes have been turned into their school.
We do take our academics really seriously here, and so it's like you're not catching up in your classes and you're not allowed to go work on site.
The Building Futures program is in its 13th year, and the students take part in every step.
When they arrive in the fall, we have one house framed, so they can start it at mechanical rough-ins with the plumbers specifically, and then the second house they start right from the ground. So they survey it, they dig it, they crib it all the way through, right to the very end, and we complete both homes within the grade 10 year.
Jaden Stoichke went through the program in 2021. Now he's a teacher.
It's awesome. I mean, Building Futures definitely gave me a big jump start. It's how I actually landed this job here at plumbing.
Finley Thomas and his team are trying to decide on finishes for the home. They're looking at paint colors and everything else to complete it.
I never thought I would want to be like an electrician or a plumber, and now I'm just like, this is brilliant. This is awesome.
There are many tests along the way, like this one, where groups build scaled-down models of their homes.
We built this project in order to build credits and, learn from how to build our concrete and form walls and draw our blueprints and, work as a team.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Airdrie.
So the students are broken into 8 different groups to work in various areas of the build, so they're not tripping over each other on site. We have more information on our website. It's a cool way to spend the school day.
Sure, yeah.
Well, new hairstylists have to practice on someone, and quite frankly, anyone will do.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. I said, what a mighty.
Well, Riley needed to practice styles on short hair, and her very supportive boyfriend didn't hesitate to be her model.
Okay, that's a good guy.
Isn't that a good guy?
You know what I mean?
Like, sure, curl my hair.
He's even smiling about it. What a wonderful man.
That's a good guy. Well, if you don't really know the difference between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, then this video is for you. Did that help make it
sure,
more
yeah.
sense? Oh, yeah. Sure. This lady works at a Honda dealership. She thought it'd be fun to demonstrate. These are the different car modes. This is just for her coworker. She did this, not for clients.
Okay, I thought she was doing that every day. I was worried about it, right?
Yeah, there's probably a better video to show in front of the client.
Well, I mean, now it's for everybody. And look at that.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
She's not.
Well, I bet you have never seen the Northern Lights quite like this. This is a look at the Aurora Borealis from space.
Beautiful.
A Japanese astronaut on board the International Space Station took these stunning shots. He says he's so happy to have captured these images because he could just imagine people seeing it and smiling with joy.
That's very cool.
That looks so cool.
Yeah. Magical. Doesn't even look real.
No, that's really neat. Well, still to come, are you getting away anywhere this winter? It seems some snowbirds are reassessing their travel plans. We have those details next.
Here's your Skywatch weather camera. It's bouncing. It's bouncing because today is windy. Tomorrow will be even windier, but out of a completely different direction, and that means completely different things for our temperature. It will not be nearly as warm, but we will still stay above freezing for most communities. All right, at this point, Raymond, Claresholm are the hot spots in the country at 15.1 degrees. Yes, 13 in Calgary right now. Today's high was 17.2. Again, this is to be confirmed by Environment Climate Change Canada, unofficial numbers. But the record, 11.2 from 2004. So shattering a record. today in the city. And as you can see, yes, all the warmth is in southern Alberta. Quite toasty here. Double digits, though, in Victoria and Vancouver, and much cooler. You can see Winnipeg and Thunder Bay, the -14, -12. We're going to have to wait till next weekend to get temperatures like that. All right, gusty tomorrow, especially the further east you go. Medicine Hat, Brooks, Drumheller, 80, even 90 kilometers per hour for tomorrow. So very gusty there, and a little gustier here, too, predominantly out of the north, thanks to a system that will be off in Saskatchewan that will push winds down from the north. So we won't get into the teens. We won't get anything like these temperatures. All right, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 1 degree to kick off the day tomorrow. Again, gusts around 60 kilometers per hour in the city, getting up to a high of 4 in the afternoon. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. We are learning the man who attacked a woman in an Edgemont home last week had a warrant out for his arrest at the time she killed him in self-defense. Court documents show Shabazz Ahmed faced numerous charges. He was found not guilty of at least 2 assaults, but did have some convictions in the last 5 years. Water is flowing again in the Bearspaw feeder main, and restrictions could lift by the end of the week. Also today, the provincial government announced it is launching its own review into Calgary's water system. And Alberta will soon regulate online gambling, opening the door to private betting platforms while implementing new rules to protect players. The regulations will likely take effect in late spring. Travel levels from Canada to the United States have seen a sharp decline, but the drop hasn't been as high among people who typically spend more than a month south of the border during the winter. A recent survey by Snowbird Advisor, focusing on Canadians looking to escape the cold, mostly retirees, shows a roughly 15% drop in respondents, saying they're making other plans. And some are choosing other destinations like Mexico or Spain. But the majority of respondents say they are still planning to spend their winter in the United States. Donald Trump may say that he doesn't want cars from Canada, but one Canadian-made vehicle is getting top billing at the Detroit Auto Show. It's been named Car of the Year. The Windsor-made Dodge Charger took home the 2026 North American Car of the Year honor. Jurors spent the last year test driving and evaluating vehicles on multiple criteria, including design, safety, and performance. The president of the union that represents workers at the Windsor assembly plant calls it a real testament to the members of the plant and Stellantis. Chorus is reporting a revenue drop of 18% as the entertainment company deals with slumping ad income. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
Chorus Entertainment reporting a loss of $11 million in its latest quarter. And that's compared to a profit of about $12 million a year ago. The company's in the middle of restructuring, with its TV and radio businesses struggling. It's hoping to reduce debt by more than $500 million. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar almost unchanged at 72.03. West Texas Intermediate is up to 61.88. Western Canadian Select is up almost $1.50 to 46.46. And the TSX gained 46 points to hit another record close above 32,900. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Quebec Premier François Legault is resigning.
Surtout pour le bien du Québec.
Legault says for the good of his party and his province, it is time to step down. Once the most popular premier in Canada, Legault has faced months of spiraling poll results, falling to last place in Quebec. Legault has pledged to stay on until the party elects a new leader. There will be a Quebec election this fall. The Flames are in a tough stretch, but there is some good news. Martin Pospisil could be back in the lineup soon. Glenn has that story for us next.
Good ball, touchdown!
Top-level soccer is returning to Edmonton, but this time in the summer. Commonwealth Stadium will host a friendly soccer match between the men's national teams from Canada and Uzbekistan on June 1st. The game will come before the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is set to see the first ever men's tournament matches played on Canadian soil in Vancouver and Toronto. Edmonton's mayor says the game is expected to generate $21 million for the city. Well, this hasn't been a great road trip for the Calgary Flames. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Flames have dropped 3 of their first 4 games.
Tara, the Flames lost in Columbus last night. The Jackets beat them 5-3. Now the Flames will get another player back soon, though. Martin Pospisil back practicing. He could be in the lineup as early as next week. Martin Pospisil hit the ice this week with the Calgary Wranglers. It's the first time he's taken into full practice since getting injured in the preseason. Pospisil skating with the Wranglers on a week-long conditioning stint. He says he wasn't even sure if he was going to get to this point.
Mentally, it's not easy. Yeah, it wasn't easy last couple of months, but I'm happy that I went through it, and now I can do normal things and skate with the boys.
9:34 left in the second period. A penalty is called.
Pospisil plays a physical game, and that's what makes him effective. This isn't the first time he's had this particular upper body injury. Despite that, he says he's not going to change the way he plays.
It's hard to change my style of playing, and when I step on the ice, I'm a different person, and I just that's my part of the game, and that's what makes a team better. So I won't change anything. And of course, I need to be careful with some things.
Wranglers head coach Brett Sutter played with Pospisil with the Wranglers, and he says it's good to see him back on the ice.
Oh, he was all systems go both days so far, and he sounds like he didn't have any setbacks. I think there's a little bit of conditioning stuff going on, but other than that, I thought he looked great. So, like I said, we're looking forward to having him in the lineup.
Pospisil's main priority is to get back playing with the Flames. There's also a chance he could go to the Olympics with Slovakia, if healthy. He says that's not really on his mind right now.
Some people think that I try to just prepare for the Olympics, and my answer is even if the Olympics are not there, I start feeling already pretty good, like before the Christmas. So we didn't want to rush it with this kind of injury.
The Pospisil says he credits his girlfriend for keeping him positive through some of those tough times. The Flames, by the way, they wrap up their 5-game road trip in Chicago tomorrow night.
Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. It's not often we have patio weather in January, but we sure did today.
Yes, we did, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow will still be mild, but not the warmth we've had. 4 degrees, and it's because we're getting cut off from the Chinook winds out of the west. The winds will be out of the north. It will be very gusty, 60 kilometers per hour in the city. So we're still going to hold on to those single digits through Friday, but 10 degrees by Saturday. So we'll get a bit of a Chinook wind kick back in to kick off the weekend. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. All right, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Tyler Clark sent this one in from Lethbridge, and I just want you to channel all of the warm weather stuff. I mean, stay away from the waters, the lakes, the rivers. Those are dangerous right now, but enjoy the warmth in all the other ways that you can, because by the next weekend, we're in the minus double digits.
Just picture the sound of a club hitting a ball.
Yes.
Glenn knows it. Glenn lives and breathes it.
Cool.
That was ringing out across the city today in various places. Also not typical for January. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.